There's a certain saying where I come from. It's a bit of a mouthful, so you might have to bear with me here. It goes, not every episode of Are You Afraid of the Dork needs much of an intro. Sometimes I'd prefer to just get right into it. And so, without further ado, it's time for Season 2, Episode 8, Almost Heaven. I do hope you catch my meaning.
Almost Heaven. Mr. Mike Minkle? Is there a Mr. Mike Minkle here? I repeat, Mr. Mike Minkle. Is there a Mr. Minkle nearby? Lucy. What the heck is a Minkle? Rachel. Apparently a Mr. Last call for Mr. Minkle. Last call for Mr. Minkle. Lucy. What happens if you miss your name when they call it? You go straight to hell or what? Percival. Oh, nothing really. You simply get thrown towards the back of the line, and whoever was up next takes your place. Rachel. Oh, hello. How long have you been here? Percival. 9,621,322,017. Rachel. Seconds? Days? Years? Percival. Quite. And in case you were wondering, yes, I have worked my way through the line a good few times. Rachel. Well, you'll get them next time, I suppose. At least the seating is comfy. Like being propped up by clouds. Lucy. The seating? The seating? Are you joking right now? I should hope the seating would be comfortable. In fact, I should hope a lot of things to be amazing about this place, given how hard it was to get in here. Do we have a Miss Gerta Gordici? I repeat, is there a Miss Gerta Gordici nearby? Rachel. Funny how so many of these names have an alliteration aspect. I wonder if they get special priority. Lucy. Funny how we're waiting in line right now at all. I thought this was heaven, the land of perfection and plenty. If I'd known the line to get in was like this, then maybe I should have considered applying to the other place. Peter Pumpernickel! Peter Pumpernickel! Can you hear me? Your time has come. Percival. Why, madame, surely you don't mean that. Lucy. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. I mean, come now. They're literally calling out storybook characters as we speak. Percival. Well, as someone who was never literate back on Earth, I happen to like storybook characters quite a bit. What issue do you take with them? Lucy. None whatsoever. It's just why on earth would they be in line to get into heaven with us? It's all rather goofy, don't you think? Rachel. Now calm down, Lucy. Wouldn't want to get yourself a second triple heart attack working yourself up into a frenzy here now, would you? Then where would you go? Perhaps to a heaven or hell too? Percival. Now that's preposterous. Everyone knows if you pass on while waiting in the heavenly lobby, you are simply reincarnated on Earth as your least favourite animal. Lucy. This whole situation is preposterous. You do realize we're all waiting in line to get into heaven. Heaven! And we're waiting in line for it, like it's the DMV or a theme park attraction. What's more, the line in question is millions of people long, more populous than a good many whole countries from back when I was alive. And yet it's being serviced by a half-dozen angels and Saint Peter, I presume? Rachel. Oh, come off it, Lucy. It's not that bad. Lucy. With my newly granted eyes, I can literally perceive more people behind me in 5 seconds than I did in my entire lifetime back on Earth. There are tens of thousands of rows, stretching for miles. I can perceive it all. Every single face, every single name,
Every single person down to the last detail. And it's horrifying. It's horrifying to think that this is what it all came to. But more horrifying to consider that I'm not overstimulated in the slightest. Do they drug us? Maybe rewrite our minds upon coming here? The scope of this, it's all so much bigger and harder to keep track of than anything I ever had to deal with in my previous life. And yet in this body I can't help but feel that everything is okay and that it will all work out. Even now I find myself having to mentally fight to preserve what semblance of critical thinking I still have, what aspects of me feel compelled to complain. But for all its glaring flaws, all its ridiculousness, this place, it's also calming, numbing, perhaps. Percival, such is the everlasting and perfect peace that only God can grant. Lay down your burdens, release your misgivings, and take heart, for this is a good place, and everything about it is not just so, but perfectly so, exactly as attuned as the great Lord Almighty has ordained it. Rachel, oh, that all sounds just wonderful, Percival. Lucy, does it? Because I kind of feel like I'm being brainwashed right now. Last call for Sir Percival Peterson. I repeat, last call for Sir Percival Peterson. Percival. Well, I guess this is it. Good luck, you two. Check out the complimentary library and other amenities back there if you're bored. Yes! Hark, I say! It is I, Percival! I am he! Rachel, there he goes. How wonderful. Lucy, and it only took 900 million billion. Truly a great system they've got here. Rachel, but why can't you be happy for him? The man is finally getting into heaven like he wanted, and after waiting such a terribly long time at that. Lucy, well, yeah, I think that's great and everything, but don't things feel a little off to you? I mean, think back to your own life. Think back to mine. Do you think it's possible that maybe, just maybe, we're in the wrong line? Sir Adrian Brody, Sir Adrian Brody, your time has come. Come and get yours. Rachel, why, Lucy, that's terrible. Why would you even suggest such a thing? Don't you know everything happens for a reason? Didn't we always say as much back on Earth? Why wouldn't that hold just as true now as it did then? Lucy, maybe you comforted yourself with such thoughts, but I never found much relief in them. And while it's true that the Lord is just and good, evidenced even now by the perfect serenity and magnificence of this great waiting room, am I so alone in my suspicions of what fate awaits us? Rachel, yes, I believe so. I think you should take a walk. Lucy, maybe I will. I think I see what appears to be an outdoor shopping mall a mile or so back right next to the library. I'm going to go get some frozen yogurt. Rachel, frozen yogurt? Lucy, what now? Rachel, oh, nothing. It's just, are you sure that stock that here? It's rather heavy stuff. I mean, we were recently endowed with these spiffy new bodies. Shouldn't we honor our temples? Lucy, screw that noise. I enjoyed my old body, and was rather comfortable in it too. I don't see any good reason I can't be equally so in this one. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a walk to attend to. Got to clear my mind of all this nonsense. I mean, for God's sake, this is heaven. What's the point if I can't enjoy myself? Rachel, fair enough, I suppose. Hope things work out for you. Angrily strutting away, Lucy gracefully and quickly proceeds to get a good few hundred paces, passing by many no doubt interesting and cool people on her way to a divinely crafted treat,
before her curiosity is aroused by a conversation between three most distinguished-looking gentlemen. Seeing that this is heaven, and she has been gifted a corresponding frame to traverse it, hunger, thirst, and other lowly mortal considerations no longer hold influence. And so, in an uncharacteristic move for her, Lucy makes a snap decision to stop for a bit and listen in on their banter. Logos. And I'm telling you, Pathos, if time exists here, then why haven't our bodies changed to match? It doesn't make logical sense. Pathos. Because time is in our hearts, Logos. Humanity is such that even if the earth were to be blown to pieces, and the earth year were to be made technically irrelevant, humanity would still perpetuate it out of love for what once was. Is it not true that our perception of matters alters reality far more than we admit? Logos. Why no, Pathos, most certainly not. What is reality, and no amount of perspective trickery can change that. Pathos. Ah, but Logos, you forget that the earth has in itself a bit of perspective trickery. If I might take the liberty, perhaps the whole concept of time is such, and humanity has been like a blind artist, saving a critic's soul. Logos. Bah! You know I can't stand metaphors. Arithmetic! Let's put it to a vote. What say you? Arithmetic. Logos greater than Pathos. Logos. Aha! So you see, he admits it. As plain as day. I've won! Pathos. Or perhaps he felt pressured into giving that answer due to your intensity. It's one thing to say something because you mean it, but another entirely to do so because you feel you have to. And so, seeing no end in sight, Lucy moved on, not really sensing much was gained or lost from her observing of the interaction. But that was life. Moles weren't always forthcoming, even when you looked for them. And again, just because she couldn't perceive a moral in a given set of circumstances, didn't mean there wasn't one to be found. And giving pause to consider the Lord, and whether or not they were working in mysterious ways even now, in service to some trial or teaching moment, Lucy paused. She wasn't even hungry. She didn't even like frozen yogurt that much. But she was rather bored. And it was certainly tasty every once in a while. And then there were other considerations. Like just how much creamier, how much more pleasing to the taste, tongue, and soul would frozen yogurt be now that it was being made by angels at God's direction? As silly as it was to admit, it excited her terribly to consider. Gazing into the distance at her destination, still several thousand feet away, Lucy wondered if this was a reasonable trade-off. Finally, after much internal debate, she supposed it was, because there was no way God was testing her through this. It just seemed too silly, too petty. Lucy. I know. I'll bring Rachel back one too as a means of making amends. Her favourite flavour is pretty obscure, but I trust this place will have whatever its residents need. But it wasn't quite to be. For while Heaven's Lobby did have frozen yogurt, more flavours than Lucy could count, and it was the most delicious thing she had ever tasted, by the time Lucy had returned to the front of the line, her friend, Rachel Radcliffe, was gone. And using her newfound perfect understanding and supernatural reasoning skills granted to her by a perfect heavenly form, Lucy understood that in the time she was away, Rachel had passed through, and furthermore, she had missed the culling of her own name, and was now more than 5 millionth in line. And so, reasoning that she had messed up, Lucy gracefully made her way on over to her proper place, where she resolved to wait as long as it took to rejoin her friend. The end.
Ah, short, sweet, and to the point. But was it scary? I'm not so sure. Sarcastic, maybe. Glib? Perhaps a touch. Irreverent? No doubt a sprinkle. Food for thought? Maybe a glob or so. Absurd? Assuredly. At least a light drivel. A good fluff piece? Why, yes. I suppose it did have its own kind of cotton-candied charm to it. But all considered, not overly scary. I'm getting kind of hungry now, though. Ah, well, it was heaven after all. Nothing of much significance ever really seems to happen in that place. I suppose if it's horror we're striving for, the next time we're just gonna have to go to hell. I hear it's just lovely this time of year. There's a lot of excellently rated resorts as well. Local culture might be a bit cagey and tortury, but from what I hear, they'll let just about anyone in who's the least bit dying to go. And they'll set you up with a personalized room for next to nothing, which is a level of commitment that's next to unheard of in the hospitality industry these days. Yep, got me a place all lined up for my vacation there next month. Here's hoping that goes as well as can be. Anywho, before I go, let me just say to remember to support local artists and creators you enjoy. No person is an island after all, and we all strive on some level to be valued and loved. So, it never hurts to send a little kindness another's way or express gestures of appreciation or support, which really help to get across how much they matter to you. Give now and give often, because you never know how much time either them or you have left, and sooner or later, it's all gonna fade away. So better to make a difference for the better while you can, rather than when it's too late, and your chances to cherish the things you love have all slipped through your fingers. Blah, 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 blah. With all that being said, I was your heinous host, Mr. Dork, and appendages crossed. Be seeing you all real soon. Peace.